you the best from the world of entertainment, arts, and culture. Now, it has been 3 weeks, of non-stop entertainment because the Big Brother Titans, they have been keeping us glued to our television screens for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, we have seen 4 housemates leave the competition, but Big Brother introduced a twist. I mean, like, really. This was just to the show weeks ago when it was announced that housemates will be paired up for the rest of the show. So basically, if they win together, and if they get evicted together. What in the world? Like, such a messy case. Imagine being paired with someone that is just not giving. Well, Jaypee and Luke are the latest housemates to leave the house, and joining us on the show to discuss her time in the house is Jaypee. Jaypee, if I were in the house, I would be so mad. Because it's like, why are you bringing your luck to my luck? What's all this? How did it feel when Big Brother did that whole pair thing? Like,
you know, for some reason, the pair thing didn't come to me as a shock.
Yeah.
Reason being that before the pairing thing happened, there was the fake nominations where Big Brother acted like we were going to go home. And then when the nominations happened, we had like a lot of Nigerians up and then very few South Africans up, and it went crazy. The Nigerians weren't taking it lightly and all of that. And I'm thinking, if we are handling this like this in the house, I wonder how the viewers are taking it. And if this continues to happen, it means that at some point, maybe all the South Africans will get evicted and then it becomes Big Brother Naija. Or all the Nigerians get evicted and it becomes Big Brother Mzansi. So in my head, I'm thinking, Big Brother, you have to do something about it. Because even when I went into the diary session room to nominate, I thought he would say, nominate one Nigerian, nominate one South African. But he didn't. But that was what I did, because I'm like, it's the only reasonable thing to do. So I thought that was what he was going to use as the twist. I did expect a twist, but nothing prepared me for the pairing.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's what makes it so fast-paced, because I mean, it's a game, but it's happening, it's your life, basically.
So I'm saying, Big Brother, you're allowed to pair us. You want us to blend? Fine. You want us to bond? Okay. But you don't tell me that the rest of my life is dependent on this.
Like, I don't get it.
So do you think the pairing limited your chances?
I wasn't going to answer for you, but please answer yourself.
I have to say that I think it did.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell us, okay, spend your time together, sleep on the same bed, eat together, cook for each other, play your games together. That's okay. But you don't say if he gets nominated, you get nominated. If he gets evicted, you get evicted. If he gets disqualified, you get disqualified. That was.
Would you have preferred it, Big Brother said? Because I will be honest with you, for me, I believe I speak for a lot of Nigerians, the point where Big Brother made it a rule that you're paired, for me, that was where the show just became very, very political or staged for me, because it's like everyone in this house has different energies, different levels, different strategies, different motivations. So assuming maybe my motivation is not as gingered as your motivation. Maybe your own motivation is, I just want to be popular. My own motivation is, I want the money. I don't care about your popularity. I want the money.
Exactly.
You don't come and bring you, I want to be popular, so I want the money. Meaning that you're not going to be giving as much because you're not looking for the money, you're just looking for fame. You're ruining my plan.
That kind of happened with myself and Luke.
Yeah.
Because Luke is very calm, collected, reserved. He has a certain strategy. He wants to stay underground. He doesn't want to win task. However, I was putting in the work. I was hustling for this task. Like, yo, nigga, I have to find my rent when I go back to Lagos. Please. So I'm like, hustle, let's be head of house. Let's win this task. I mean, the last head of house game, the week we got evicted, we almost won that game. In fact, we practically won. And then Big Brother said, oh, somebody didn't hold the suite from the end of the... You know, I argued when I went to my next diary session. I'm like, Big Brother, I held this thing. Show me the camera. And it's like, Jaypee, you are accusing Big Brother of being partial. I said no, but I think that what you are seeing is different from what I was doing. So if you can show me. And then he goes, Luke, answer Jaypee. Did you hold the suite at the opposite ends? And then he goes, no, Big Brother, I didn't. And apparently, I told Big Brother before that he did not really want to win games.
What?
He didn't want them to see him as a threat. He wanted to stay underground. He didn't want anybody to.
I feel like I should hug you right now.
I'm so sorry.
I can hug you like this. If I was to see Jaypee your couch, I would be livid.
And then I'm like, okay, now that we didn't win and we didn't do anything, look at us now. Where are we now?
I mean, you're back in Lagos. Let's talk about that. What has your experience been since leaving the house? Because I mean, the way Big Brother has just blown, and now this collaboration between Nigeria and South Africa. Since you've left the house, what has the reception been like?
First of all, Nigeria's reception. I came back to Frost Cassidy and lack of Naira notes. I will start that. That is is my only problem. As I am, I want to run back to South Africa. I'm not cut out for this thing. But however, the reception has been beautiful. I have to say, it's way easier to focus on the good parts than the negative tweets. Straight from the airport, it's been amazing. There's so many hugs, so many sweet words. Oh my God, you were amazing. I cried when you left. You shouldn't have been paired up. So all of those nice things are really helping me, like, you know, just stay grounded. The tweets are amazing. Like, I like that I was seen for who I am, and people still loved that person. There have been videos from fans. It's overwhelming.
It's I can imagine.
I'm like, is there a different Jaypee experiencing this? Because
it's all you. It's all you. So again, for a lot of fans, again, because I believe I speak for a lot of people when we all say that you were not meant to leave at the time that you did, but unfortunately that happened. But if you looked at the people who put you up for nomination, for instance, and I feel like you have a good heart because you said something just now. You said that you would have put one Nigerian, one Mzansi. And, you know, it came off when you were having that conversation with Ebuka on the stage that you were quite surprised that people were not giving you the same kind of love you were showing them. Tell me about that moment.
What doesn't come as a shock to me, I think that I love too much, I love too hard, and I think that even happens in my real life, that I do too much for people and don't get the same in return. And it kind of happened in the house because, for example, one of the people who nominated me was supposed to be my friend. Like, and then I heard that I leave the show and she's crying. I'm like, but girl, you did nominate me.
That really shocked me.
What's all this tears about? And like, she literally gave me a face beat for the eviction. Like, you beat my face for the nomination that you nominated me for and that I got evicted from. But you know, a part of me, I kept saying something in the house that I put a lead on my emotions, and that's why it was just easy for me to just know that people will not do the same things that I do, and I need to know that people are playing the game. If I decide to play the game with a good nature, it doesn't mean that other people will do the same thing, and that's why it's just been easy for me to handle it. And I keep saying that there's no use crying over spilled milk. You know, it's happened. We just have to move past all of it.
I don't think it's a bad thing to love too hard and too much. Like, that's who you are. That's your personality.
Until they break your heart.
I mean,
until they stab you, your phone.
God is love. Do you understand? I mean, what you put out is like what you. I mean, not always what you receive, but do you understand? Maintaining positive energy. But let's talk about, you know, what's next. Like, what's happening for Jaypee now? I mean, with you guys always have one. Anybody that enters Big Brother, you guys always have one, like 3, 4, 5, 6 plans. Like, once you come out, you want to just come and scatter everywhere. So, you know, fill us in on a Rise 360. What are we going to be seeing from Jaypee?
Okay, so Jaypee was a nurse before the show, right?
Oh,
but yes,
so scary.
Pretty girls.
I mean, okay, let's not say that.
But I know what you're about to say.
You know what I was thinking.
But yeah, I am a nurse. However, I think I'm going to put a hold on nursing because that thing is hectic.
Ooh. Yeah, but we need more nurses, and I don't hope you will not jump out, because our producer will just say, hope you will not jump out. You have to stay here.
Did you hear my name? Jaypee.
This shots for jump out already.
No, but really though, like being a nurse in Nigeria, now you're just not Jaypee the nurse. Now you're Jaypee the celebrity nurse. Do you think you might want to do a little private practice, you know, or just leave it for a while and just do something else?
If private practice comes in, am I clients are people like Dangote, Tedola, Adeleke. I would stick to being a nurse. Shout out to all the nurses worldwide, nursing till I die. But however, I want to delve into entertainment because I think it's pretty glaring that besides being a calm, quiet nurse, I'm like a really energetic person. I would like to go into acting. That's something I've always wanted to do. So I would want to go into acting. I would love to go into anything that has to do with talking because I have like a very bold, strong voice and I do know how to put myself across. So, you know, TV, radio, presenting, any of those things. I also do have a business. I've always loved fragrances. I used to sell fragrances before the show. So I think I would just enlarge on that and then at some point start my own fragrance line.
You know,
that sounds amazing.
If I want you to answer the same question, if I was Biggie and I had my way, I would have paired you with Sandra. But if you were going to be paired with someone in the house, who would you have wanted to be paired with?
Knowing that we couldn't be paired with the same sex or the same country, I would just answer the question realistically. So is that knowing what I know now or knowing what I knew in the house?
Knowing what you knew in the house.
Knowing what I knew in the house, I always thought of getting paired with Justin. Okay. Because we were close, his work ethic was amazing, he was a good friend to me, and I think that his looks would be good for the viewers. Like, because he was not as quiet as he seemed on TV in the house. He actually did used to talk, and I'm thinking, nah, this boy is fine. He has nice hair, nice beard. If I'm thinking Nigerian ladies and African ladies, they're going to be drooling over his looks. So if I'm paired up with this guy, that should help our fan base.
Nice strategy.
I was very realistic about my thought process.
Very
so,
realistic.
I considered being paired up with Justin. Yeah.
So I mean, you've been back only a few days now. What's the one thing that you wanted to do as soon as you got back into Lagos? What's the one thing you're like, oh my God, I've missed so much about? I know it was a short time, but still being in that space for being in a space that you couldn't like leave or do exactly what you wanted to do. What's the first thing you did when you got back, or the first thing you
Listen
had?
to Nigerian music, like actually binge listened, because I don't know
What are you listening to now? What songs top your playlist?
is the Ashake's yoga, because
We're just talking about that.
I'm just trying to catch up on it, because in that house I know what the brother was doing to us.
Sandra said the same
The
thing.
music
That
wasn't musicking in that
Did you
house.
understand
Wasn't really
music
giving
sometimes?
Nigerian
Hey,
Afrobeat.
it wasn't music,
Yeah.
Even the South African songs that we thought we knew, we weren't hearing them in that house. So it was music for me. And then my friends bought me village rice. They're like, you need to eat something that is not chakalaka. Because in the house, I was just eating chakalaka, South African. So my friends got me, say you have to eat native rice. Eat rice that has stockfish and crayfish.
Yes, listen, our favorite.
Because most South Africans don't like spice. Every time we cook something, it's too spicy. So
What? Jeez, I can imagine. Now, before we let you go, I want you to do two things. Yeah, one is the part, now because it's no longer a person, it's a pair. The pair you feel like is pivoted to win the show, and the second thing is a big shout out to somebody in the house. You're going to look into that camera to do that. Telling them basically, listen, I'm rooting for you. I hope you win, and I hope that you keep your piss together. So what's it going to be for you?
Okay, so for starters, I think that the pair that looks like they might win this thing is Kanaiva. Doesn't go to say that those are the people I'm rooting for.
Okay, but why?
Because they are very strategic, and they're literally the same person. I've always said that Ava is the feminine version of Kanaga Jr. And he came into that house, he has strategies, his moves are calculated. I know that if he keeps going at this rate that he's going, he will kill this thing. So they just might win the show if they keep going as a pair. If it's an individual, I think Kanaga just might win this thing.
So now, someone in the house that, obviously will see this when they come out, I just want to give a big shout out to them, telling them something that, with what you know now, it could be a good message, it could be a stinger, it could be whatever you want it to be.
Nah, it will be a good message. I'm actually super rooting for a boo-boo. Like, I've told him from the first or second day that I saw him that he's one of the good ones, and I literally want the best for him. I told Luke a couple times that if I didn't win this money and I had the chance to give somebody else this win, I would give it to a boo-boo, because he's such a hard worker. He's a hustler. He has so much talent, and he tends to box himself in and just hide himself. So I'm rooting for you, rooting for you. You finally won head of house this week. I told you, if you're not nervous, if you calm down, you can win these games, and you finally did. So I'm rooting for you. I hope that you stay until the very last day and that you win this money so that you can scream the way you always do when something exciting happens. So yes, boo-boo, I'm rooting for you.
I know your good heart is going to take you far, JP, 100%.
So.
It will, because the thing is, good things always happen to good people. So good luck.
Thank you so much for being on the right.
Thank you for having me.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.